I trust myself.
RSVP, call
She says, stop
281-220-2713. Securities Products Advisory Services offered through Mark Avenue Securities.
There you go.
SIPC.
Golly, why did I not think of that?
The following
Imagine
program
how.
does not necessarily represent the views
I
or
thought that was
opinions
hilarious.
of
That
the
is
staff,
funny.
management, or ownership of this station.
You're racking your
It's
brain
time
trying
get
to
on the
figure
right
it out.
path with Right Path Real Estate Radio with Tom Perry. Get the
Nikki,
answer
did you
to
hear
your
that?
question that's keeping you from
What?
taking action
You
and
were
succeeding
listening.
today.
No, I wasn't paying any attention.
You should.
That's typical.
Whatever. All
Whatever.
right, let's play radio, gentlemen.
Let's pretend radio. Morning,
Get
Facebook
ready.
folks.
The guide that will put
Morning.
your fears behind you is on the air now. Take
All right,
your
guys,
calls
stand
at
by.
713-785-1817.
All right, guys, hot mics in 5,
877-881-0271. Now
1.
here's your host, Tom Perry.
Hey, welcome to the show. We're Right Path Real Estate Radio. I'm Tom Perry. We're a call-in show. We talk about practical real estate investing. We're the truth tellers in the guru business, I guess, because we've bought, fixed, and flipped over 400 houses in the Houston market. And joined live in the studio today with my brother
Good morning.
and my brother from another mother, owners of Fast Track Roofing, remodeling roofing, all of that. So I'm going to fix this here. There you go.
Thank
All
you.
right, wrapped around. So good morning, guys.
Morning.
Anything new in the world of construction?
Still busy.
Busy,
So
yeah.
those who are looking at getting into the industry, it's still an exciting time. A lot of our clients that used to be, once in a while finding something.
Yeah.
They're finding
There's deals out there.
multiple deals.
Yeah. So just
Yeah.
to say that y'all are investor friendly, and what that means is y'all get in, move in and out. That doesn't mean that necessarily that Jason was talking about this, that we have investor friendly vendors. That doesn't always mean that it's the rock bottom lowest price, because it's really that you work fast and efficient and you do the process. You're the lowest price that you can be working fast and efficient. So it's not always there's always somebody out there that can be cheaper, but
And reproducible. That's right.
Correct.
Consistency. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So y'all been doing this since October 2010.
Right.
So
Yep.
coming up on 7 years old. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, big celebration. And then and y'all have done about how many houses now?
Close
It's
to
above
800.
it's above 700.
Yeah.
So we did 135 last year, and we're
135 houses last year?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a combination of flip houses and rental buy and hold houses.
right.
Tons and tons of repeat business. That's always a good sign of a good, vendor for any real estate investors, is that would you use them again? And
Right.
y'all, I mean, what's the most y'all have ever done for one investor? How many houses?
Oh man.
Yeah, we've got a couple that we consistently do.
I mean, it's got to
At
be
any given
what,
time.
It's in the
6,
seven-
7, 8, 9, something like that.
At a
Oh,
time,
no.
you mean?
No, total.
Oh no, we've
Oh,
got
we got one client who's probably done 50 or 60.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez, wow.
Yeah.
And done them all with you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think
at
we're
any
working
given
on
time
4 now.
We've got
with
2
them.
clients that consistently 3 or 4 houses at a time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
So, yeah, it's been
Yeah, when
been
you're
great.
doing things right, I mean, that's
And I think the key is we've got excellent guys. Like
Yeah.
our guys are very
Right.
talented, and
Right.
they've been with us for, most of the crews have been with us for 3+ years, which
That's
is
right.
awesome
yeah,
to have good quality.
right.
Really, really, trustworthy guys that just consistently.
I know you've got at least one guy that goes all the way back to October
That's
of
right.
Yeah.
2010.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pretty cool. I love that. Like, and bringing on new crews. We've got one right now, and he's doing really well. But you have to train him in how
Right.
you do things.
Yeah.
And so
I think that's important. And Jeff is so good at making sure that everybody is able to produce, regardless of the crew, that
Right.
they're able to produce on the level that we want. And if they don't, then they don't make the cut.
Yeah,
and
right.
They don't get to stay around.
Yeah.
But those that do stay around, they like to stay around because we
Consistent.
communicate well, we're consistent.
Yeah.
They know what they're looking at, and we keep them busy.
Yeah. That's if you really understand the trades, well, that's what they're looking for, is consistent work, and day in and day out. Somebody's they do an honest day's work, they want to get an honest day's pay. Nothing wrong with that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
and just being able to move from job to job to
Yep.
job. So
Knowing that as soon as this job finishes, that they've got another job ready to start.
Yeah.
Right. And that's
Without getting too day 1
Yeah.
different job, day 2 different, because we don't do a lot of the smaller jobs. I
Right.
think it's good for people to know about $7,000, maybe $7,500 is probably a minimum for
Yeah.
us, because we're not handymen, we're not maintenance guys.
Right.
But we like to commit to them, our crews, that they're not going to be bounced around 6 times a week.
So a
it's
brand new
important.
investor that's out there, one of the big fears, we talk about in our radio show, putting the fear of investing behind you. And I know one of the big fears is like, how do I even come up with a good, number? Because, I've seen the mistake over and over and over again. One of the talks that we give is how to solve for the right X. And I see so many times that people are trying to solve for, they know what they can buy the house for, they know what they think the house is worth when it's all finished, and they're trying to back into that rehab number. And I've always taught that's the wrong thing. You've got to calculate what it's worth when it's done. You've got to calculate what the rehab is, because it is what it is. And then you solve for what you can offer for the property. So that's the real trick. How would you recommend somebody to figure out, hey, this is a $20,000 rehab, or this is a $12,000 rehab, or a $50,000 rehab? What's some suggestions there?
Well, outside of the app, which we could talk about for sure,
Sure.
I'd say that they actually need to separate it into categories. First category, how the house was treated before they walked into it. Second category, if it's going to be a rental or a flip.
Yeah.
Third category, if they're going to need any big ticket items. And then fourth, any rare things like they're going to move walls or have to do all the siding or all the sheetrock or concrete or windows. I do that because I think we don't always do the concrete windows and all the siding and all the...
Right.
So that's a different kind of category. Let's stay
Correct.
consistent with the other two. Is it a rental or a flip? How is it treated? How are we getting it up to par?
Right.
And then the big ticket items are separate because not all of them are per square foot pricing.
Correct.
So it's good to ballpark those differently. Some
Yeah.
of them you can get close on a per square foot.
Well, because you have a
but-
3,000 square foot house that still only has one kitchen, and
Right.
an 1,800 square foot house that only has one kitchen. So if you're changing out the underground plumbing, you still only have one kitchen to replumb, right? So
Right.
on a per square foot basis, it's not going to have as
Or a
much.
roof with a second story.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Or foundation work that's only on, maybe one side of the house. Or
You could have a 2,500 square foot one-story house and a 3,000 or 3,500 square foot two-story house, and it's actually less money for the two-story roof than it is the...
I
Yeah.
think the key is really how the house was treated. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, we see a lot of houses, and Elijah sees them, more
That's
so.
the other thing, is about how many houses are you walking for every house that you do right now? Is it 3-to-1? Is it 4-to-1?
Well, and that depends too, I think, on the client.
Right.
Because some clients didn't solve for the right X.
Right.
So for them,
They're looking at more deals.
We're probably batting at 1 out of 50 on those guys.
Yeah, because they're not pulling the trigger.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. But then those that do the thing, we're 100%.
Yeah.
That do it all the time. They go
Right.
in and day in, day out. We've worked with them before.
But across all
so
those
across
client-
all of those types, I'd say probably 25%.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're walking 4 for every one that you
Right.
do, which means that if you carried that average out since the beginning,
Walked a lot of houses.
700 houses. You've walked like 2,800 houses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So to be able to see like we're working on one house right now that, I mean, it was a hoarder house, and it was not treated well.
Yeah, right.
And so as we get in there, like you notice that, okay, well, there's termite damage. And
Yeah.
so you open up a wall, and there's just things that like it's hard to like capture all that on the front end
you
of
can't,
like
'cause
it's
Can't
Yeah.
charge for what you don't see.
No, so that's why grading the house, how it was treated, is
Right.
holistic. So things you see, things you don't,
Yeah.
which is great. And that is how the app's function works. So those who like the quick estimating app, Right Path Real Estate or RP,
RE, yeah.
RE.
Yeah, it's
uh-huh,
RPRE for Android. It's Right Path Real Estate.
for Apple.
Right.
Yeah. And they're able to walk through the house, yes and no. I did one yesterday with a client, and they walked through it. Here's an important thing, actually. One way they walked through it was without moving walls. And then they walked through it with moving walls. I think that's important for people to note, because even the per square foot pricing doesn't account for if you're going to open up the kitchen, if you're going to open up the living room.
right.
And so if somebody's saying, yeah, paint and carpet mostly and updates for this house, and then one house doesn't move anything, it's got a decent floor plan, and then another one you're opening up 3 walls, that the one you're opening up 3 walls is going to cost more.
Yeah.
And updates, may not, if it's cosmetic, may not need as much permitting as an
Right.
engineer reports and stuff as the opening of the walls. So I think it's good for people to note that if they're doing a bigger remodel like that. When I say big ticket items, I'm not talking about big items that cost a lot too. I think it's good to note that I'm talking about foundation,
AC.
AC,
Plumbing.
I'm talking about plumbing, rough electric, and foundation,
roof,
roof,
yeah.
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 So good. But in that, I think that's the best way to do it. So per square foot, I mean, on a rental, $8 to $12 a lot of times, and then on a flip, you'll find just by
2
grading it
minutes.
like that, it's between 15 and 24. per square
I think
foot.
a big
lot.
mistake that I see a lot of brand new investors make is they think they can get in with carpet and paint for about $5,000, and then and on a small house, 1,200 square foot house, that's easier, But
The
then
house better be clean.
But then they're looking at like 2,200 square foot houses, and I'm like, you can't do much at all for $5,000. And so, I rarely have ever seen a house that an investor can buy that is less than $10 a foot. That's a bare bones absolute
Good point.
minimum.
Yeah.
$10 a foot is a starting point, because if it's not, it's too close to retail ready. If it doesn't,
Why would an investor
You can't
get
buy
a
it,
chance to
right.
buy it cheap enough?
right? You're competing against.
and what happens, and we've seen this, is where people want to go in and do simple, just
Right.
carpet clean, and it sits.
Yeah, right.
Because they didn't do what
1
needed
minute.
to be done to put it on the market to compete with everything else in the neighborhood.
What that means is that if you're looking at a 1,400 square foot house, that's a $14,000 rehab, and if you're looking at a 2,200 square foot house, that's a $22,000 rehab, doing that same $10
Yep.
a foot. I'll never forget when I was meeting with an investor over at Lifestyles and walking a house with them, and they said, look, I don't want to do any houses that don't have a rehab. If it has a rehab budget of more than $15,000, I just want to stay away from it. And I said, wow, then you're never going to buy a larger square footage house. And he goes, no, I'm not opposed to that. And so we'll continue that on the other side
Yeah,
of the
let's
break.
talk about it. It's
You're
good.
listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. And Daniel, yeah, you're right. They do know a little bit about rehab.
Mic's off, guys.
Yeah, Daniel posted on Facebook. I've heard these guys may know a thing or two about rehabs.
Virtuoso Graphics is not your ordinary sign shop. We're your one-stop
Can you
shop for all your
accept me as
signage
a
and
member
graphics needs.
so that I
We're
can
located
post-
in the Galleria area and have been in
Oh,
business
you just have
for
to
over
like it.
13 years.
I thought I've liked it.
We offer a
before.
wide variety of signage products, including Bandit,
you
aluminum,
actually have
and
to go
88
to the Right
compliant
Path
signs to
page
3D
then and
letters.
post from
Need
there.
something
I
printed?
requested, but
We
it
can
didn't
get that done
sign me
too.
on.
No,
yet.
no.
From outdoor banners
Go to the Right Path Real
business
Estate
cards and anything
page.
in between. Take advantage of our laser engraving services.
And then you have to click on
we
the
can custom
show.
engrave on many products available through our catalogs or your own personal items.
I guess
From large orders to small,
Sorry,
we
what?
can accommodate your
So do
specific
you
needs.
have that
We pride
on
ourselves
your page?
on customer service and work
So-
one-on-one
so like
with
our
customers
page-
to make sure they get a good quality product. Come view our showroom to browse our
This-
many
this
samples
one.
to get you inspired.
Yeah, no.
Want your business to get noticed? Give
No,
us a
that's-
call at
that's not what you're wanting to do.
713-623-4425
That's not what you want to post on.
or visit our website
No.
at
Nope,
virtuoso-graphics.com.
Nobody.
no.
Are you an active real estate investor? If so, a real estate attorney is a crucial member to
It's
add
the
to
Right
your
Path
team.
Real Estate one
Contact
here.
Alert Law at
This one.
346-231-1120.
And then you
Alert Law
like
serves
that,
clients
right?
in real estate
And
and
then
business
you're
law
here.
with principal
And then if you
offices
click
in
on
Houston,
that, then you
for
can
acquisitions
post
and dispositions.
comments and all that.
We are
Turn your
equipped to
volume
serve
down
you in your
'cause we're
residential
live.
and commercial real estate law needs. Contact Alert Law at
That other one's for mastermind students.
1120.
Got it.
We
Yeah.
draft and review docs and structure transactions and represent you in disputes and litigation. Or choose one of our transaction packages to cover your sub-2, wholesale, wraps, or private
So
financing
Saturday,
deals.
huh?
Our business and commercial
Yeah.
services
Yeah, we're
include
excited.
business contracts, entity formations,
we're-
and business consultations. If you need a reliable,
moving Saturday.
dedicated firm to serve on your
Hey,
team,
so, have
contact Alert
permits been
Law
pulled
at
on-
346-231-1120.
Today? You're going down there today?
I'm going there at 10:30.
Oh, you're going?
Paid
To-
by
to
Gerald
meet,
Ayler,
the
principal
crew.
offices in
Oh, you are?
Houston,
Okay.
and board certified by the Texas Board
Have
of
you been
Legal
over there?
Specialization.
Looks great.
Cool.
Yeah.
Are you expecting
Felix
to
had
close
to
accurately on
pop
time
off
and
the-
at lots of
He's coming back
communication
today.
on your home purchase? You've come to the right place.
So is it opened
I'm
up?
Jennifer
The-
Not yet.
Hernandez,
The beams
Senior
are getting
Loan
dropped off
Officer
today.
with
No, but I mean,
Legacy
is it,
Mutual Mortgage. Our goal
it's
is
all-
to give
all
our
the
borrowers
walls
and
are
referral
pulled off
partners
so you
an
can see,
amazing experience
and y'all
during the
decided
loan
where to
process.
cut it and all that?
My team
Cool.
believes in putting people
You think
and
it's gonna look good?
culture
Yeah,
before
it's gonna look
results.
great.
Our company
Gonna have
concentrates
a little bit
on building those
of, like,
teams who operate with
having to adjust
structure,
the AC and
process,
plumbing
Yeah, yeah.
and
and electrical and
recognition
stuff.
for going the extra mile for you. This way, we have the energy to make this your
You okay?
best home purchase
Yeah.
ever.
You have a headache?
Give us a call today to find out the simple steps to get
Moses is
started.
still
I'm
waking up,
Jennifer
like-
Hernandez,
Oh, no.
the
He
Hernandez
slept, like, all
team
night, like,
at Legacy Mutual
a week ago,
Mortgage.
and then-
Jennifer.legacymutual.com
By the way, Mom's listening to the show. Hi, Mom.
or
Hey, Mom.
713-579-3611.
And Ginger's joined.
Again, Jennifer.legacymutual.com. We can't wait to consult with you soon. NMLS 514497.
Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. NMLS 514497.
Have you
if
talked-
you have
did you talk
cracks
to
in
Matt
your
on
walls,
his
ceilings,
birthday?
or floors, you may have a foundation
I
leveling
texted him.
problem.
Sleeping.
Do
Oh,
you
he
have
was?
doors
Called
that
him at, like,
stick or just
7.
won't open right?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you have gaps
I was
in
like,
the
what are you
bricks of your
doing?
fireplace.
I'm sleeping.
You need
About to head
Green
to
Tree
Houston. I was
Foundation
like, oh,
Leveling,
okay.
a fast,
He came to Houston on
high-quality
his birthday?
foundation leveling company based
wow.
here in Houston.
He's got to
They
be
know
here
how hot
for
it gets
some
on the Gulf
openings or
Coast.
something.
Oh,
High
cool.
summer temperatures, heavy rainfall, and clay-rich soils are leading causes of
I
foundation
texted him
cracks.
and just said,
If
hey,
you
happy
have a
birthday.
cracked
And then
slab or a shifting foundation,
and he
call
said,
Green
he-
Tree
he hadn't
Foundation
responded to that
Leveling
one.
at 832-329-1687.
30 seconds.
How old is your house? Many older homes in our area require
30 seconds to
foundation
what?
repair simply because of our
Till
climate
potty
and soil
time.
conditions. Green Tree Foundation Leveling provides free estimates within 24 hours. They repair concrete slab
So Mike
foundations
doesn't have a
and
voice,
pier
huh?
and beam homes too. The experts
It's
at
kinda
Green
hard.
Tree Foundation Leveling work fast and offer
I talked to
competitive
him
rates,
just
even
briefly
a lifetime
yesterday.
transferable warranty.
I tried to
Mike,
Call
keep it down.
832-329-1687
Mike.
Oh, yeah?
to
Yeah.
schedule an appointment
He lost
with
his
Green
voice.
Tree Foundation Leveling.
He and his family had a rough
This is
little bout with
Business
something.
1110.
Yep.
All right, gentlemen, you ready?
Well,
Ready?
we're ready.
All right, guys.
What
Hot
if we're
mics
not?
in 5.
3.
Stop it. Hot mics in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Hey, welcome back, Right Path Real Estate Radio. You know, you can join us live from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday on AM 1110, or you can catch us rebroadcast if you're in Dallas from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. on AM 620. A lot of people follow us on the Book of Faces. They go to Right Path Real Estate, not the private group, but the Right Path Real Estate page that just like our page, and then you will be able to follow us and see us. I have a lot of people tell me all the time at networking events, things like that, hey, I watch your radio show every day. And so we appreciate that. It just sounds weird to me when they say they
Watch it.
Yeah, watch a radio show. But they're doing it. Yeah, right now I can see Andy's on the line and Valley's out there and Ginger's there. And so come on in. The water's fine. You can type in questions. We'll answer them there. Or you can call in 713-785-1817. So before the break, we were talking about remodeling. I'm joined live in the studio with my brother Jeff and my good friend Elijah.
Hey.
My brother from another mother, and they're with Fast Track, and they're the experts when it comes to remodeling, and been doing it since October 2010. Over 700 houses, only for investors. You don't do occupied houses, so if you're a retail person,
We do roofing and AC.
AC and roofing, right? In fact, I gave out y'all's phone number yesterday for AC work for a condo, and they've been getting quotes. About 1,000 square foot place, and they've been getting quotes for like $3,400, something like that. For 1,000 square feet, it's only like a 2-ton unit, right? And it's electric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the thing we're noticing with some of the pricing lately, though, people need to be aware.
Mhm.
It's gone up just a little bit.
Yeah. Mhm.
So, and it's good note right now, if anybody is looking to change out their condenser
Yep.
and they're hoping to keep their coil,
Yep. Not likely.
R22.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
The
really
refrigerant is changed.
it's gone. They'll be able to get a coil still if they just want to replace the coil.
Yeah.
But in the future, when the condenser goes out, they're going to
Yeah.
have to change both of them.
Yeah.
So
So if you're going to change the coil, might as well do the
might as
condenser
well.
and the coil.
It's
Yeah.
a really good time
Yeah.
to do that, especially if it's your personal home.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good things to talk about. So actually, where were we though on that? Because it was interesting. The last conversation we were talking about.
I totally
Yeah, I
forget.
totally forgot. So let's move on. I did want to talk about how there are some people I've been noticing a little more lately
Yeah.
that have been trying to do their own job, maybe didn't solve for the right X well enough,
Yeah.
thought they had to take things out of the bid to do themselves
Oh, yeah.
or manage themselves.
I've got a funny story about that. If you'll remember where you are, you want me to tell it now? Or
Yeah,
wait
go
till the
ahead.
end?
Do it.
So I remember when I was walking a house with this guy, and this guy was like an investment banker, and he's I did the whole bid, and I think it was like $28,000, something like that. And he goes, "Hey Tom, how much is it if you take the tile out?" And I'm thinking to myself, well, tile's kind of towards the end, but it's kind of, when you're sequencing things, you got to go kind of quickly. It's like, when I call my tile guy, he's in there, he gets in and out, and I know exactly this is going to be a 2-day tile job for him. Then, that if he starts on a Tuesday, he'll be done. It'll be all day Tuesday, all day Wednesday, he'll be done. We can get in there Thursday. It's all about sequencing and going fast, right? And I'm like, why do you want to take the tile out? Are you not wanting to do it? Or he goes, no, tile definitely needs to be changed. I'm like, well, did you find somebody cheaper? Because I'm thinking, I'm at $325 a square foot. How much cheaper can it be? Maybe it's like $315. And I'm thinking, there's, 800 square feet of tile at 10 cents a square foot. He's saving like $80. I'm like, for the $80, I'd rather
He
just
wanted to
keep-
do it himself, though.
Yeah, that's the point.
I took
He's-
the punchline, but that's what I remember.
he
that.
basically he said, yeah, he goes, no,
I want to
here's-
learn how to do tile.
He goes, I want to buy 10 houses over the next 12 months. And in each one of the houses, I want to do a different step. First
Wow.
one will be tile. Next one will be paint. Next one will be, whatever. And he goes, and I go, why do you want to do that?
Wow.
And he goes, yeah, well, I think that'll make me a better investor. And I go, no, that's going to, you're going to learn a tile laying skill, which has nothing. Good tile layers. I don't go to my tile layer and go, hey, can you give me some investing tips about what house? No. That's
Right.
crazy. Sometimes
Crazy.
people's logic is so broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
and
your story?
I think that in general, it's good for people to know Fast Track it takes the house when we're there. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's turnkey. That's what it
Right.
means. Outside of landscaping, we
Pools.
do and pools. We do the whole thing. So from start to finish, it's our guys there and only our guys there.
Right.
And I think it's important that people know that because when you mix crews and
Yeah,
stuff,
oh
it doesn't
gosh.
really go well.
Because there's no accountability, really.
Right.
Because everybody's going to
Who
blame
did
you.
it?
Yeah,
Nobody
right.
did it.
Yeah.
Right? Okay,
Yeah.
so in this case, we're able to take the ownership of it
Right.
and make sure everything is timed right. But if somebody has, in the past, for the most part, wanted to do just a little thing before we started or a little thing after, we've allowed it.
Yeah.
Okay, so in this case, though, those little things, what we noticed is that the person loses their desire.
Yeah.
Or they realize it's not worth the money.
Yeah, right.
Difference to,
Yeah.
to try to manage it
Yeah.
themselves. You don't have anything on your calendar 3 weeks from now when we'll be done.
Yeah.
But then
But
3 weeks from now,
your calendar's full.
it's full, right?
Right.
And then or your little girl has a recital, or your son's got a game or something,
Right.
and you forgot about it, and then it's a problem. And now you're a week later having to come back.
I
on a
didn't think you were
weekend.
going to finish so quick.
Yeah, why did you get? Man, you should have told me.
I told you 3 weeks ago we'd be done in 3 weeks. Well, I didn't realize 3 weeks would go by so quick.
Yeah, it's funny. And so we've had multiple times where people have changed their mind and been like, "Could you just do it then?" It's like, well, it would have been a lot better for us to do it.
And we
Yeah.
can't usually do it for
Right.
the same
Sometimes we can't.
price.
Because
Right.
you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
or even with the same crew because we've already maybe
Because
planned
you
that
would
crew to
have
move
ordered
on.
those materials on the front when Home Depot, and so now it's another.
and it's a whole lot easier for the
Right.
guys. To be able to do something, yeah.
Yeah,
like-
not to mention, I think that we because it's volume
Right.
with the labor, not just the materials, right?
Right.
So if you tell the guy how much technically you paid them to do one of those particular items, and,
Right.
and they would freak out probably.
Right.
So once you have one little item left,
Yeah, right.
they're gonna say, "Hey, this is how much it's worth." But if it was part of the bigger scheme,
Yeah.
it wouldn't
we
be.
can't send if we have to send them back to go do one thing.
Yeah. It's
I mean,
not
we've
the
got to
same
be
daily
fair
rate,
to
right.
pay
Yeah.
the guys a fair wage to go drive over there just for that
It's
because
going
they
to
could
cost
be
$100 to go get them to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, flat $100. Whereas if they're there, it may have only cost you $40 in their time because they're doing other things.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
And so
which if they ever thought about it,
Yeah.
they would never say, "I want to do that for
For
$40."
right.
But but they want the jobs and,
Yeah, of
and they do a
course.
great job, and so
Right.
but that's the volume, that's the
Right.
concept. It
'Cause they
has
have
to be
other
done
things to do then.
right. It has
Right.
to be done at the right time.
Right.
And I think that's important for people to know, which is why too another reason why we can't have crews mix, even if they were good crews.
Right.
Because if they don't show up at that right time, now
Yeah.
everybody's waiting.
Right.
And so I think it's good for people to know that if you're doing turnkey, just do turnkey.
Right.
For the most part, unless you are some people licensed at plumbing or licensed electrical
Sure.
on their own.
Speaking of turnkey, I want to tell
But-
a quick story. We had
Yeah.
a house last week that I was walking with the investor, and I was explaining to her like, "Hey, you remember like at the entry right here? This was here." And she's like, "Actually, this is the first time I've ever walked the house."
Mhm.
I was like, "Wait, what?" And she's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, I've actually never seen this house." And so I want to just throw that out there that
Yeah.
we are able to
Yeah.
take a house. I wouldn't normally suggest that
Right.
just
But
because.
this is one of the clients
this
we've
is
done a
one of
lot
the-
of houses for,
absolutely.
so we've synced in with what they want.
Right.
So Elijah was able to do the bid,
Yeah.
send the bid, approve it, start the job, finish the job completely 100% with, maybe 6 punch items.
Yeah.
Clean house, walk it with the owner, and it's the first time for her to see the house.
So the finished house is the first time she'd ever seen it.
Yeah,
Correct.
and
Yeah.
what we found,
And she's flipping it or buying hold.
buy and hold.
Okay.
But the only negative we found to that, she didn't get the wow factor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because she's not able to see.
She
never saw it.
the house.
Yeah.
I didn't even get the wow factor. Like the house got cleaned out.
Yeah.
A
yeah,
dumpster
yeah.
or
At
two.
the dumpster or two before Jeff even walked it. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Hey, so if you've got any questions you want to ask about construction, about remodeling, about pricing, about
we should
about
give our number too.
Yeah, Give out your all's number.
832-742-9992.
Yeah.
Or fasttrackremodeling.com.
Yep. If
Or
you have
on Facebook.
questions that you want to call, 713-785-1817. So again, fasttrackremodeling.com. Book of Faces, I assume it's Fast Track Remodeling
Yep.
on Facebook.com.
Yep.
And then it's 832-742-9992. And so call if you have your own personal house. And I know that we've had some storms come through, greater than 50-mile-an-hour winds. So you may have an insurance claim, for example, and y'all don't really do the whole insurance adjuster, insurance claim, and all that kind of stuff. But once the insurance the claim's already been
Yeah.
approved, and you can go out for bid for your roofs.
Yeah, we're not the adjuster.
Yeah.
And we don't want to wait honestly to get paid until
Right.
afterward. So we work with the client.
Yeah, right.
And the client works with the insurance
We
company.
do have some financing
But
available.
there are
for,
some things for the smaller job,
yeah.
the smaller job financing, but it is credit based. So just so people are aware of that. But
Right.
yeah, we've connected with a good company.
Yeah.
And they're able to do some financing. Yeah.
And the same goes with HVAC. So we're
Right.
coming into the heat of the summer. We really haven't felt a really atrocious hot summer day yet. On knock on veneer over particle board,
Yeah.
and obviously not from Gallery Furniture.
Right.
I mean, we really haven't come into the super hot days yet. So, but we're going to. They're coming, and that's going to put stress on the air conditioning system. So
For sure.
definitely, if people are out there, if they're investors or not, and they have their
They
own
may want to
personal-
get ahead too and have us do a servicing on it
Yeah.
to look at it, because a lot of times that's not the right time to be putting in an AC after it's been.
And I think that makes a good point. Like it's really hard sometimes to get an actual good service sometimes during when it's cooler.
Yeah.
Because the temperature pressures
Correct.
on the system
Yeah.
is not the same kind of load that the system's going to be under when it's a hot day. So the system may appear that it's functioning well when it's cooler weather, but once it starts getting hot,
Yeah,
you're
when
gonna-
it's 68 degrees outside, my AC works
Works.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's
It's
just
very efficient.
incredible.
Yeah.
In fact, even when it's off, it's nice and cool inside.
yeah.
It cools
How
the
does that
house.
work?
Yeah, right.
That's funny.
2 minutes.
But when it's 103 outside, yeah, not so much.
Yeah.
The air conditioner seems to run a lot longer. Yeah.
Well,
I think it's important too.
it's actually designed to run longer. But
Yeah.
The new ones are, yeah.
Right. It's I think it's important for people to know that some AC systems are actually technically within tolerance if they're running at, I think it's
well, it's like 20 degrees.
20
I think, that
degree
the-
difference.
So if
Yeah.
it's 100 degree, I mean,
It only has to blow
technically,
88.
seriously, that
I know.
But I mean, that's not what anybody wants, and so that's why you get sometimes more efficient units, or change out your unit. But for the most part, I mean, that's sometimes happens. Or if your house doesn't
hopefully
have a
if it's
lot of
blowing
energy
88,
efficiency.
the temperature inside would come down to 88, and then it'll drop it another 20, and so on and so forth. But
Yeah.
because it's not always going to be drawing in. It's
from
it's
the exterior,
intake.
the
air.
recirculation is
Correct.
best. Right?
It's the temperature differential across the coils is how they call it, right?
Mhm.
good
Yeah.
job, buddy.
Yeah, nice. I know. Ow, that hurt. That was a brain pain. All right, you're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. You can follow us on the Book of Faces at Right Path Real Estate. Just like us there on the page and then watch us live. Or you can watch us later if you want. You just won't be able to type in questions. Or you can reach Fast Track Remodeling at fasttrackremodeling.com. Or you can call them at 832-742-9992.
Yeah.
All right.
I think on
So
the
we're
next-
going to talk on the next section.
Yeah, we could talk
30
about
seconds.
kind of more of where the areas that we're seeing pop
Yeah.
up. We could do that again.
Yeah, let's do that.
Uh huh. So
Yeah, because when you're walking as many houses as you are, like a 4-to-1 ratio, and y'all are doing like 15 houses a month, something like that. So you're walking like 60 houses a month. That's a lot.
Mhm.
Then you're going to know on the front end where investors buying property. So let's talk about that on the other side of the break.
Good.
You're listening to Right Path Real Estate.
Mic's off, guys.
Yeah, what were we talking about before the end of the first break?
man, I don't know.
If Nikki were paying attention instead of playing that
Anybody
game.
on Facebook be able to help?
You found or inherited a great investment property. Problem
Whatever.
is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started
Oh.
Next Gen Appraisals.
Have y'all moved?
Next Gen is a group of
Elijah?
appraisers specialized
Oh, yeah,
in
they moved
investment
yesterday.
real estate. We
Yeah,
understand
I'm just
that
seeing a
investors aren't
Facebook
just
post.
looking for a
Chrissy
number
saying,
of what their
last night the
property
kids
is
and I
worth,
cried
but
lots of tears. We said
comprehensive
our
analysis
final
of the
goodbye to our
market.
first home.
Give Next Gen a call at
I'm like, wait, y'all moved?
346
So, was today the first commute from the new place?
Yes.
And?
Not bad, but I think school's out, so
Yeah.
I'm really not gonna
Time
get.
is money in a half real day estate today. deal.
Okay.
In Fort Bend, so today's the last day.
Okay, so traffic's gonna be a little better for a couple months.
You need a quick turnaround.
I'll ease into it.
The agency
So-
for that is
so how long
Benchmark
did it take?
Insurance.
15 extra minutes.
The team
That was
at
it?
Benchmark
48
understands
minutes.
The investor mindset.
Normally
What
takes
you
me
need
like
and when you
32.
need.
Yeah.
We're here for you.
So not terrible.
Are you a rehabber?
So that's 16
wholesaler,
extra minutes.
buy and hold?
Wait, did I mess up?
From 32 to
Bundling your
48.
properties
Oh,
on a single
yeah.
policy will help save time and money.
16.
Benchmark has been in business for over 10
Yeah.
years, and we insure over
You'll
30,000
probably get it up
properties.
to an hour.
Contact Benchmark about
Yeah,
our
I think
exclusive
the-
investor
Although,
package.
you know,
Call
about,
us
let's see,
and let us show you what we can do
I
for
would,
you.
if I were you, I'd probably get on the TxDOT
281-569-4353.
website and see when 59 is supposed to be finished.
Yeah, good luck with that. 'Cause it stopped and started.
Oh, it has?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it started back up.
Yeah.
No, they stopped for quite some time.
I thought due to weather.
I don't think so.
4353.
Really?
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's back up.
benchmarkbroker.com.
Huh. No, I think it was after all those rains, they had to let the ground dry.
Do you
out.
have cracks in your brick, doors that stick, or sheetrock that's coming apart? Then you may have foundation movement. Due to our expansive soils in the Houston area, it's probably not a question of if you have movement, but when. Call Foundation Check for a truly independent, unbiased foundation evaluation. Foundation Check has been in business since 2009 and has completed over 1,400 evaluations. We're not in the business of repairing foundations or selling you
I'll have to talk to
unnecessary
him in a
peer
minute.
work, but we
I think
are in
he's
the
saying it
business
needs
of
to switch in an
evaluating your
outlet,
foundation.
or switching a wiring.
Our product is designed
But-
for house flippers, landlords, or even owner-occupied properties. Each of our files is reviewed by a licensed engineer. Remember to check
the 1st of
before
June.
every repair.
I know, crazy.
Call
Crazy.
346
We've got 5 months down.
3825. That's 346.
Are y'all halfway to your
702
goals for the year?
3825.
I think we're actually
or you can reach
past
us
them.
online at foundationcheck.com.
Fast track. Mhm.
Yeah.
That's
I think we're
foundationcheck.com.
one house behind.
Did you know that there
on
are
our,
over
Your halfway
$24
goal?
trillion
on our investment
retirement
goal.
accounts
Oh,
in the
good.
U.S.?
Yeah.
Imagine
For the
if
year?
you could use someone's IRA
One
to
behind
fund
being
all
Yeah, I think
of
we
your
were
deals.
wanting
Well,
to
you
do
can.
maybe 6 to
Quest
8 just
IRA is
on our
based
own.
locally
and
here in
so
Houston, Texas.
maybe 1 or 2.
At Quest
But
IRA,
if
we
we buy a
offer
couple at a
retirement
time again,
accounts
then
Yeah.
that can be
helps.
used to invest in real estate, promissory notes, private entities, and much more. Many of our clients loan money from their IRAs to fund real estate deals all
yeah,
over
we
the
moved.
country. We don't sell any
Had a
investments
mover.
or give advice.
Yeah.
However,
Golly,
we do
that
hold
truck was
free
20
networking
feet
events,
long.
Yeah.
weekly educational
It was
classes,
7
and free
feet tall, maybe
consultations
8
with
foot
an IRA
tall,
specialist.
and however
For more
wide they make 'em, I don't
information,
know.
Visit our website
They crammed
at
it all in there.
questira.com
I still had to go
or
back
call
and
us
get
at 1-855
truckload and a van full.
Fund
Wow.
IRAs.
Apparently
To tap
you get
into
a lot
the
of stuff.
Yeah.
$24 trillion
We've got a moving company
in
coming to
retirement
ours.
accounts in
Yeah.
the U.S. Call Quest IRA.
Makes you realize
at
just how much stuff you have.
1-855
Yeah.
Fund IRA.
Everything was looking
Or
good,
go
and
to
then all of a
our
sudden they're
website,
like, the
With the
shed in the back. It's like,
questira.com.
Oh, I forgot about that.
shed in the back.
We got 30 seconds.
Investor Loan Company.
Yep.
Our products
What
and
happens in 30
approval
seconds?
process are unique in the Houston
go
market.
time.
Have you noticed that
First of
Nikki,
all,
when
we
if you
won't
interrupt
based on
her in
the
her
asset
countdown
alone.
5, 4, 3,
She
2,
resets it,
She
yeah.
can't pick up from 3
3,
to
2,
2, 1. She's got to go back to
Whatever.
in 5, 5, 4, 3. No,
3,
no,
5,
4, 3.
properties.
No, 5, 4, 3.
Everyone is approved.
Whatever, fellas, whatever.
Investor Loan Source at ILS.cash. That's
Little producer humor.
All right, gentlemen, let's reel
We
it
love
in.
you,
Let's
Nikki.
reel it in. I know, back at you. All right, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hot mics.
Hey, welcome back. You're listening right back to Real Estate Radio. Y'all were talking about a guy who didn't want to do something, and
Oh,
Tom
right.
said you don't want to buy. Oh, that's what it is. You don't want to buy. Oh, that's what. Oh, yeah. You know, in fact, I'll even name. I'll call him out. Y'all know Sasha, right? Sasha's a good friend of mine, and Sasha was. Thanks for that, Daniel. And Sasha is a guy that I've known for a bunch of years, and he said, you know, I want to keep all of my rehabs under about $15,000. And I go, well, that means you won't buy any larger houses. He goes, what do you mean? I go, it means you won't buy like a $2,500 square foot rental house. And he goes, why is that? I go, well, because you'd be at like $7 a foot would be the max you could pay for a rehab on a 2,500 square foot house, and you'd be at like 12 on a 1,200 square foot house. You'd be like at $20 a foot on $25,000. And he goes, oh, I never looked at it like that. I'm like, what you're really saying is you want to keep the complexity down. You don't want to get into, foundation issues,
Right.
plumbing problems, things like that, which is a totally different thing. I mean, start figuring out where your comfort
Yeah, don't
level
put
is.
a dollar amount on that.
Yeah, it's
right.
a dollars per square foot amount, and that's.
Correct.
I think that's one. If new investors could start figuring out that, hey, if I've got a 1,200 square foot house and I've got a 2,400 square foot house and everything's equal, I'm going to pay twice as much for the 2,400 square foot house on a rehab basis as I am the 1,200 square foot house. It's just if I'm doing a $10 foot rehab and I do the same thing on both houses. That was a real aha moment in the early days of me learning the construction business and real estate investing and all that. That's when I felt like I took everything up to the next level.
Yeah, I think it's true too that we talked briefly, but to get a house at a discount, there has to be typically
a reason why
they're going to sell it, because they don't want to do the work themselves.
Right.
There's things that they don't know how much they cost. They're
Yep.
afraid they're going to lose more money if they put it on the market.
Well, a lot of times the brands that they know are the people that advertise, right? So
Right.
if Foundation, for example, I mean, they know Jericho and they know Due West, they know, I mean, all those Allied, and Cable Lock and whatever. So, but you call those guys out, and they've been in business a long time, but it's $25,000 for a typical house for a foundation repair. And most investors don't pay anywhere close to that.
Right.
And so, they may not have the $25,000 to spend on that. And we're able to get a probably a $30,000 discount when they know it's $25,000 for the repairs. And we get that done for $5,000 or $6,000, $7,000.
Right. Yeah, so foundation, when people say I'm concerned that it has foundation issues, like, man, I mean, if you play that right, that's not a concern at all.
Man,
it's actually a win.
I would love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because we're comfortable with
Correct.
it, right? And so, I mean, that's, after doing so many houses as investors, I mean, we're not afraid of how, I mean, we're working on that house right now. I mean, there's a ton of, houses that need foundation repair, and that means that it's...
Yeah, the one that you're doing for us,
Yeah.
I mean, the engineer said we needed 30 piers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So most people would freak
30
about
piers,
that.
no,
Yeah.
I'll move on to the next one. I'm just looking for a carpet and a paint. And there's less margin on a carpet and paint typically because there's more investors
Right.
want to. And when you realize that there's fewer investors that want to mess with foundation and things like that, your margins go up.
Yeah,
which means that your risk goes down.
If people say, but I'm paying cash for it, and so I'm just parking money, I think those guys really need to be lenders.
Yeah, right.
They don't need to be investors.
Correct.
Because they're not really finding the deal that an investor needs to
Correct.
be to really make it an investment
Great
worthy
point.
thing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, know yourself in that. Where's your threshold? Because if you just want something that's easy, then maybe you could just be a lender on that. But if you're somebody who wants something that could be taken care of in an easy fashion for you, then we can do it because we're doing the turnkey remodeling.
Well, and I think that's just a comfort level of
Yeah.
like having like us. I mean, we've been doing this for a long time, so we feel comfortable doing, the larger rehabs.
Right.
I mean, it's not scary for us. I mean, but for a new investor, I can understand why they would want to stay away from a bigger,
It's
but
an
that's where
unknown. Yeah.
having a partnership with somebody like us that,
Yeah.
takes some of that fear and worry away. Like, hopefully we try and...
So I've got some posts on Facebook here. It says James says that he's dealt with several private money investors who only wanted him to use Fast Track for if they were doing the lending. Ginger Gwen says water is perfect. Nice. Jacob says, I was talking about a lifestyles investor, which is true, and I actually called him out. And Sasha's a good friend, and it was an aha moment for him as well.
Mm-hmm.
A very successful investor, done buy and hold, done buy, fix, and flip. He's done some great stuff. And then so Jacob and Daniel also reminded me what we were talking about. So glad they were paying attention and remember.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah.
So no, but we get back to the
It's
areas.
a team sport, right?
It's a team
Radio's
sport.
a team
Radio
sport.
areas
of where to invest.
Yeah, right.
In fact, since we're talking about foundation, the
Right.
area we are talking about right there is a big area for foundation. It's the upper A-leaf. It's in that energy corridor.
Yeah.
And so
There's a lot of areas. Sagemont's an area with a lot of foundation.
yeah, but particularly there, I
Yeah.
want to talk about because I've been seeing a lot of houses.
Yeah.
In that area.
Like Derry Ashford, West
Yeah,
Mary.
Derry Ashford. Yep.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot, and they're getting into the nicer housing areas, and they're not having to pay a ton of money on them.
Yeah.
Now, some of those houses are set with similar plans as others,
Yeah,
and
right.
some of them have their own unique plan.
Yeah, I don't like their own unique plans.
So you really do need to look at that
Right.
because just because one house sold for $384,
right,
it doesn't mean that your multi-angled house is going to sell.
Yeah, I saw
for-
one on y'all's street, kind of T from the one we're doing, and
The one
it's
that just got listed?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just a funky style house.
Yeah.
Like you really do. I think it's not just.
I looked at that too. I looked at the pictures inside. It was listed at $399,
Yeah.
and I was a little bit nervous because we're going to go for like $460, but then it's also 2,100 square feet, so it's 500 square feet less. I mean that's. Yeah.
But I mean, the outside of the house. I mean,
Yeah.
I really do think it's important that investors look at curb appeal.
Yeah.
And even if it's like, man, I could get this for a killer deal. Like, you may not be able to list it for the same dollars
Correct.
per square foot.
It may cost you 10 or 15%.
Right.
Yeah.
And keep that in mind that it does play into, people's minds when they're looking at a
Yeah,
house.
it's one thing to miss a rehab budget, 5 to 10 grand. It's
Yeah.
another thing to miss an ARV 20, 30 grand. I mean,
Yeah.
that is a big deal. So people do need to think about
Well, that's
that.
one of the things we teach in our weekend
Yeah.
retreat that is how to accurately account for comps, because oftentimes people don't drive comps, so they don't take into consideration, are there barking dogs that live next door, like dangerous breeds? Worst thing in the world is you get a house fully rehabbed, and the highest comp in the neighborhood's let's say 299.9, and you're expecting to get your 300,000 out, but your house has got Cujo living next door, right? And so as soon as the people go walk in the house and they're looking at the backyard and the dog starts going, "Roar, roar, roar," you're like, scares the snot out of you. You're like, I don't want my 4-year-old little kid, playing out here because Cujo may, gobble him up.
Yeah, and it's a storm fence. It's wired.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
2 feet
Yeah, it's
tall.
a hurricane fence. Yeah, it's an 18-inch hurricane fence.
Where are you doing a $2.99 flip with it? That's what I want to know. Yeah.
In my imagination.
Yes. Don't go there.
It could happen. Just stop imagining.
But yeah, so Derry Ashford, Westheimer is a pretty Sugarland and
Coming back?
Yeah, I mean we haven't done
So is
Sugarland for a long
Kingwood.
time.
Yeah.
Kingwood, Atascocita area. I've seen more up there.
It has been a long time.
It has been. And so I think it's good for people to note that, because a little while ago I was saying you got to go outskirts really if you're really wanting to see where a lot of people are finding the deals. But now it's back.
Yep.
It's come back in
Yep.
to a realm that everybody likes for their gas tank
Yep.
and their time.
Yep.
And I think it's important too. Some in the lower Magnolia area have come up as well.
Yep.
I think that particular area, because of how it's growing.
So close.
Yeah, it's so close. That for a while it was just way overpriced. People were just
Right.
bumping it up. 99 was like gold apparently, and so everything was just kind of going up right there. And there was some value increase, but I think there's been a settling of that a little bit.
Yes.
So I think some people are able to find some of those. Be careful on big acreage though.
Yeah.
I think it's important, especially find out if it's floodplain, because it's not the same mapping tool.
No, it's not. Mm-mm.
So you got to find the different mapping tool and find out. It's important. But
And I mean, I just think that acreage is a little bit harder. You're probably gonna have a little bit longer hold time sometimes.
Yep.
You're gonna have to price for that. So all those things.
Yeah,
kinda
days on
play
market
into-
is one of the things, because when we're talking about how to price, it's construction cost important, ARV is important, and you got to do pluses and minuses on your ARV, and it's different than appraisals, because appraisals and what your ARV in terms of what you think you're going to get. There's appraisals are like based on historically what's already sold, and ARV is it. Although that's hugely important, you're worried about the psychology of what it's going to take to sell your one particular house. Is it on the corner of a busy street? Does it face the busy street, or
Doesn't matter what I mean. Yeah, it all of those things factor in, and
the
you
dog
have to.
next door, is there power lines back behind it? Is it back up to commercial? I mean, all those kind of things. There's there's factors that we teach in our classes.
Every house will sell.
And in
It's just
fact, yeah,
what
for
price.
for the right price, yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, the question becomes, does it go less than zero? I mean, right?
Yeah, or the land value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so our next event's going to be June 8th. That's going to be at the Houston Hilton West Chase, 9999 Westheimer. Starts at 6 o'clock. Show up. Y'all are going to be there as one of our radio show sponsors. And
2
then
minutes.
our next weekend retreat is at the Wyndham Dallas Park Suites, June 15th at 7800 Alpha Road. So if you want to find out more information about all of that, go to our website, rightpathrealestate.com. If you want to get a hold of the Fast Track guys to come out and give an estimate, you need to call 832-742-9992 or go to fasttrackremodeling.com or go to facebook.com.
And then we're gonna have a class coming up too
In July, yep.
Yep.
Yeah, so
I think are y'all. I know my dad was saying, "Hey, are y'all going to be in the new space yet?" And I think y'all were considering doing it at our space.
I think we're going to do it at the Hilton.
At the Hilton?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to have plenty of space. We're moving Saturday. Finally.
Woohoo!
Finally.
I'm going to wait to see.
Yeah, you don't believe it for sure?
they're about to come in and take my chair. I
Yeah.
heard.
Yeah, so we're gonna be at Katy Freeway in Kirkwood on the south side of Katy Freeway. So
Yep.
we're really excited about that. Going to be on the 3rd floor, taking on half a floor. So
Great.
yeah, we'll have lots of meeting room space, lots of vendor space, lots of education going on. So we're excited about all that's going to happen there.
I think education is big because
1 minute, guys.
when you guys do your education, you inspire people with the right information to move forward. And I think what we're talking about here, a lot of people can get inspired even by what they're hearing here on the radio.
Yeah.
But if they don't actually have something that says, okay, now I can help you get over that block. Because people don't realize that it's not money
Yeah.
usually, and
No,
it's not time
Psychology
usually.
of-
It's
just the
themselves.
fear.
Right.
Usually it's themselves.
Well, it's something that they have either heard or have have
fear.
Believed for whatever reason it is. Like I was talking, I mentioned earlier in the week that there's a guy that's getting ready to install solar screens at our house on one side, and he's got two fears. One is he's got a fear that if he's going to go out and spend $100,000 on a house and put $50,000 or $60,000 in it, he's risking losing the entire $160,000. And I'm like, that's not possible.
Right.
I mean, it's not like a stock price going to zero. It's like he might lose $10,000 or $15,000. I mean, it's rare that you lose that much money unless you really mess up. And then the other thing is that he has a tough time trusting other people to do other jobs.
Ooh, can we talk about that briefly?
Yeah.
After that?
So
I think
you're
it's
listening to Right
important.
Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817.
Ooh, come on.
Mike's off, guys.
How many minutes do we have during
Real
this?
estate investors,
About
if
3
you're
minutes.
not familiar with Quest IRA, let me tell you what you're missing. We've got free weekly educational classes, networking opportunities, and the ability to tap into trillions of dollars for your real estate investing
Daniel Vera
deal.
says, "I'll
Come
use
by
Fast
our
Track 'cause
office
Elijah
or join
is
us
cool."
remotely as we simulcast all of our
funny.
educational classes every Tuesday morning and evening. For more information, call us at 1-855-FUN-IRAs or visit our website at questira.com.
Virtuoso Graphics is not your ordinary sign shop. We are your one-stop shop for all your signage and graphics needs. We're located in the Galleria area and have been in business for over 13 years. From large orders to small, we can accommodate your
So, yeah,
specific needs. We pride ourselves on customer
we don't
service
actually have
and
our
work
house yet.
one-on-one with customers to make sure they get a good
we moved
quality
into
product. Come view our
a
showroom to
basement
browse our
that was
many
being
samples
remodeled
to get you
for
inspired. Want your business to get
other
noticed? Give us a call
future
at 713-623-4425.
And so we actually had to help them with the remodel for us to even be able to get in there.
Are you looking for an
'Cause
investor-friendly
it wasn't ready,
general contractor
and
for
they
your
didn't have a
investment
lot of
property?
like
Then
everyday
call Fast
support
Track
for
Remodeling
it.
at 832
Yeah, 2,300 square feet.
9992
Basement.
or reach us on the
It's
web
half
at
basement on one side. It's an opening on the
fasttrackremodeling.com.
other side. So it's
Fast Track
it's a weird
Remodeling
anomaly.
specializes in turnkey
But
remodeling of
it's just slightly
single-family
shorter
investment
ceilings, but
properties.
it's
Whether
big.
a flip
3
rehab
huge
or a
rooms.
rental
You sound a
rehab,
lot like the
we
guy on the
manage
radio
every
right now.
aspect of a rehab from start to finish with a highly efficient, standardized process.
Over the last 6 years,
Oh, wow,
Fast
you can
Track
lip
has
sync
completed
yourself.
over 700
15
projects,
square feet wide,
which has helped us to
by
create our 3 keys
25.
to success.
That's like 2
Use a
bedrooms in one.
detailed
That's
scope of
each
work
bedroom
so
is that
that
big.
everything gets done.
And
Train
three
and maintain quality
bathrooms.
crews
Wow.
so it gets done
Big
right,
kitchen.
and complete the work in a
And
proper
is-
order so it
so
gets
is-
done fast.
So when I
No
think
more
of
managing
basement, I
it
think
yourself,
of
no more doing the
musty,
work yourself. Fast
kinda
Track Remodeling really
mildewy-
does manage it
no,
all.
none of that.
So give us
None
a
of
call
that.
today at
It's out in the
832
country.
742
So there's
9992.
maybe
Again, that's
bugs.
832 742
We're gonna have to-
9992, or reach us on the web
we're
at
gonna have to find out.
fasttrackremodeling.com.
So how long before you're closing
Investor
on
loans offering up to
your house?
100% financing are still available. You
Earliest
just have to
would
know where to
be
look.
beginning
Look
of July.
no further than Noble
Okay.
Mortgage.
And the latest?
Noble Mortgage is a
Unknown.
full-service mortgage company
Never?
that's been helping
Unknown?
investors
Yeah.
since 2003.
Yeah, at this
Noble
point,
Mortgage offers up to
the owner
100% financing
is trying to get some
investors
stuff
that
together for
covers
his next
purchase,
house,
repairs, and
and
closing
it's not
costs.
going as
In
smoothly as he
addition
was
to private
wanting.
money,
So it's
Noble
affecting
Mortgage
us.
offers conventional loans, FHA, and even no income documentation loans for both residential and commercial properties. Call and ask
You
about
have- you
our
have a
5-point
contract?
guarantee, which includes
Now we do.
free pre-qualifications within 2 business days. Call 713-680-8100
Took a minute. He was afraid the contract was going to push him out before he was ready.
That's
Oh, got it.
noblemoney.com.
So-
Our team has over 50
I mean, I put in
years
there it would,
experience in
but
the
I
mortgage
think he was still
industry.
concerned. So.
Call us today, 713-680-8100, or visit us on the web, noblemoney.com,
All right.
noblemoney.com.
NMLS 292143, 8203 Willow Place Drive, Houston, Texas, 77070.
You found or inherited a great investment
All right,
property.
1 minute,
Problem
fellas.
is, you don't know how much it's worth or more
All
importantly,
right.
what to do to maximize your
All
investment
right.
while mitigating
Hey, remember,
risk.
we're only gonna have like
This is exactly
3
why we
minutes
started
on this
Next
last
Gen
section.
Appraisals.
Okay,
Next
so
Gen is a group of
we were
appraisers
gonna talk
specializing in
about
investment
Trust.
real estate. We understand that investors aren't
Trust.
just
I don't know
looking
why
for
my
a number
mind's
of
not
what their
trusting
property is
people.
worth, but a comprehensive
Yeah,
analysis
'cause-
of
Oh,
the
to do
market.
the work.
Silver
Yes.
Screen
Oh,
guy had-
yeah, I do. I want to. I have something to share quickly about that.
Okay.
9911.
Like in a minute and a
Yeah,
half.
Check us out
3
online
minutes total.
at Next
I will do it
You'll
in a
have like a
minute.
minute and a half, or like a minute, and then we're going to
Investor
give out
Loan
y'all's
Source is
information
Houston's
again, and then we'll
premier
talk about the
investor
events, and
loan
then
company.
we'll wrap
Our
it up.
products and approval process
We're not gonna
are
talk about your
unique in
home.
the Houston marketplace. First of all, we loan based on the asset alone.
You're
That
just a-
means
you're
no
just a
credit
picker
minimums,
today, huh?
no income requirements, and no reserve minimums. Second, we have short-term loans for fix and flips and several long-term options for rental properties. Since we're asset-based lenders, everyone is approved. Check out Investor Loan Source at ils.cash. That's ils.cash.
This is Business 1110.
All right, fellas. Hot
Five,
mics
four, three.
in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop it. 1.
Welcome back, Right Path Real Estate Radio. 713-785-1817. I probably shouldn't give out the phone number. Y'all's phone number is 832-742-9992.
Right.
If you want to reach Fast Track, it's fasttrackremodeling.com. It's also facebook.com/Fast Track Remodeling, right?
Sure.
I think so.
Yep.
Sure. Okay. So you had a story about trust.
Yeah, so trust. I think it's important. We talked briefly moments ago about how people need to know themselves about what kind of rehabs they want to get into.
Right.
And the costs sometimes associated with that, not get afraid. But I've noticed that when somebody walks into a new industry, it feels like a lot of times they try to control more than allow others to help them.
Correct.
And they're not familiar with the industry, so
Right.
that's counterintuitive.
Yeah, right.
And so, and I've noticed that it's mainly around like maybe almost like a chip on their shoulder of times they haven't had a good experience before.
Right.
So in their mind, I guess, that if they control more, then they'll know when they're
Yeah.
getting screwed over. But by them controlling it, they're screwing themselves over.
Yeah,
and
right.
So I feel like it's important that people note that if you don't have a way of allowing internally, like emotionally, somebody to do work for you, then you can only ever do
What you
as
can
much
do.
as you can do.
Right.
Never beyond that. You could never do something bigger than yourself. So you will always be limited to your own time, your own effort, your own intelligence, your own understanding,
Right.
And people
your own expertise.
are
Yeah.
going to get they don't like to work with people
No, right.
consistently like that.
Yeah.
Too. So
Yeah, so you do kind of burn bridges a lot of
and
times.
it's a very small industry.
Yeah.
I think that was my biggest thing, that somebody was doing a class on the Halloween, like, worst things you've seen investors do. And I was like, being a bad client
Yeah, right.
is the worst thing I've seen a client do.
Right.
Because it's very hard to work
minutes.
with them.
Right.
And so it's good to know that if you're good business, you'll get good business.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's my...
I recognized early on that there were two ways to beat my competition. One was to take good business away from them, and the other was to let them have that bad business. Like, hey, you know what? You're micromanaging so much of this process. You know, you
Like we can choose. You
Yeah,
know,
right.
that's the and I mean, not like we're trying to be difficult, but if
And we
if
rarely
you're-
say no to people.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, not being like that, but I mean at the same time is like we know who the clients are that trust us, let
Yeah.
us do our job.
Right.
Like I mean, to do a whole entire rehab and show up the day that we're done.
Yeah,
like
that's
come
trust,
on
right.
with
That
the
is
general
extraordinary.
contractor.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. All right, so I want to tell you about a couple of events we got coming up. June 8th, Houston Hilton West Chase. That's a free event. Jason's going to be talking about how to lose money in real estate. And it's one of our no one talks about that in real estate education.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, "Oh, you can come in with no money and
I killed it
and get $1 million. You know, look, I can buy a boat and I've got $100,000 closing tomorrow and I do that every other day and blah blah blah." And like, no, we're going to teach you. Hey, you really can lose money. It's not like our first deal that we lost money on. We'd been in business. We'd done over 100 houses. It successfully made money on all 100 of them, and we lost $55,000 on our
It's
first
gonna
deal.
happen.
It's gonna happen if you do this long enough. It's gonna happen eventually, but you can
How do you
control
come back?
that.
Right.
So. Anyhow, so that's going to be June 8th. You don't want to miss that. That's going to be at 9999 Westheimer at 6 o'clock next Thursday, June 8th. That's a week from today. And then our next 3-day
20
weekend
seconds.
retreat is going to be June 15th at the Wyndham Dallas Park Suite, 7800 Alpha Road. So go to rightpathrealestate.com.
Thanks for having
Find
us.
out about that. Thanks
10
for being in here.
Thanks.
Like Fast Track Remodeling on Facebook.
832-742-9992 is their phone number. All right,
Have a great day.
day.
All right, guys.